man, let's get into it.
Let's get jiggy with it.
Wow, I love that rendition. Beautiful.
Yeah, it was like mid-yawn too.
I shouldn't be this tired. I slept like 10 hours last night.
I know. My body's like, sleep all day now.
Let's do it. We've got time.
You have no responsibilities. I'm like, no, I do. I do.
No, they're still there.
Well, my house is spick and spam. How about yours?
No, I need to do that today. Oh. Oh. Interesting.
That's too funny.
Okay. This brings us into what we're going to be talking about today, which is, of course, we're coming at you with like a special quarantine COVID-19 episode.
And it's coming from the... What are we? Hell. Oh.
Okay, ready?
What?
It's so much harder to do when you're not right next to each other.
In person, making eye contact.
Distancing. Yeah. Okay, ready?
Yes. Hell.
We did it.
Yeah, it was successful.
I'm Brooke.
And I'm Stevie, a.k.a. Steve, as according to Brooke.
Yeah, I'm just branded you that. Sorry.
Oh, no, it's okay. I love Steve.
Steve. Even Colt calls you Steve now.
He does?
Yeah. I'm like, yes, I've done it.
My husband calls me Steve when he's mad.
Oh, that's a different way to take it. Oh, no.
Way to make things awkward.
Nah.
Oh, well. I'm up for it all.
Let's get into it. Today we're going to talk about all of the craziness that's going on, because it's like, how can you talk about anything else, you know? Like, how could you even think about talking about anything else? It's not possible. Everywhere you turn, it's coronavirus. It's a global pandemic. We're living through it. We're making it. We're quarantined.
Exactly.
We're isolated. We're social distancing. We're doing all the things.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's get into it, Stevie. How is it like? So for job wise, obviously, like service industry, that's out for a while.
Oh yeah, for sure. It's, you know what, y'all, it is a really weird time, especially for like restaurants. I think, well, and everybody knows that they're unemployed, but also like there's to-goes going on, and like they're having to-go shifts, if that makes any sense. So yes, that makes perfect sense, Stevie. Everybody knows that it's to-go. So you order to-go food.
Like they're having people who aren't normally to go, like people who serve or bartender or whatever, come in and pick up to-go shifts, is what you're saying?
Yeah. And it's everybody kind of, I feel like a vast majority, I'm not going to say everybody, needs these shifts. And so it's getting, well, and then you think in a context like what kind of situations people are coming from. So not only do some of these people have families, you know what I mean, that work with us, or you have like the college student who has no parents.
Who's like doing this on their own.
Yeah. And then you have people who are living paycheck to paycheck. And I know there was an argument, I saw it online. It was like, well, you should have saved up for 6 months. I don't think...
That's not, like, there's like statistics that say that like the average American has like maybe, I think it's $400 for an emergency, or $200, like something crazy low. Because it's not like, there's no, if you're working your ass off and you're making minimum wage, or you're making $12 an hour, $13 an hour, like you're living paycheck to paycheck, like you're paying all your bills, you're buying food, you don't have the ability to save, and you may be in debt. So you're like, I'm trying to save, or I'm trying to pay off my debt before I start saving.
Yeah. And I don't think, like, especially when it comes to terms of like college students, like I don't think it's synonymous with like having a lot of savings, you know. I think there's really like, it's like, hey, I'm going to be broken, especially for people who don't have that like backup plan, net back, back
back.
front. I think they are put in this really difficult situation. And I don't know, the really cool thing is that a lot of people are coming together right now.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And they're out.
Yeah, I know there's like parts that are really divided, but when it comes to terms of like, there's people out there, they're like sewing masks for hospitals. They've like started a knitting group club. To,
yeah.
Like, which I thought was really cool, because they're running out of masks in hospitals. But how is everything on your end in terms of job?
Yeah, it's good over here. There's a lot of like uncertainty. So like half of my income before all of this was service industry. So I still have the other half, which is fine and good. But that's like, a whole half of my income that's gone. So it's a little bit scary, and knowing too, like, as things were progressing, just kind of the same thing that you're saying, like I was seeing people who were working doubles, and like this one girl made like $20 all day just because people had stopped coming in with all of before things were shut down. And I'm like, wild. I had a better section than her. So, and I'm like making money. And I actually told my managers like the day before everything got shut down, I was like, dude, like I have another job. Like, feel free to prioritize people whose this is their only job, like this is the only place that they're getting money. Like, I don't want to be here in these like crazy times. I don't want to be here, number one. That's not true. But like, I don't want to be here, like basically taking people's money that like needs it way more than me.
Yeah.
Because like, I mean, my other job is not enough money to live off of, but at least it's money, and it's guaranteed. Yeah. And like, this place can still run during the pandemic, and I don't have to worry about it, like not having that money anymore. So yeah. But it's like really scary to not. And like last week, I was thinking like, once the restaurant closed down, I'm like, I want to try to like figure out a way that I can like help people, like maybe make food or like give food out, but it's like you don't really know how to do it, if people even want your like food, that they don't know if it's coronavirus free or not, so it's tricky times out there. It's very uncertain. And like there's a lot of news like stuff going around, and it's hard to say like, what's real, what's not.
There's definitely that fear and that panic and that kind of like survival instinct where it's like,
get all the toilet paper.
Yeah, get all the toilet paper. Let me provide for my own. Forget everybody. Because when it gets dire, like the situation, it's only like, I feel like in a way it's instinctual to kind of have that pack mentality.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, I'm going to take care of my family, which,
right.
I mean, anybody come at my dog,
I'm going to get you.
We run out of food and you see my chunky nugget walking around thinking you're going to make a stir fry. We're going to throw some hands. I will throw some hands. I'm not above it. Nobody's eating my dog.
He is from Houston, okay? Okay.
He's real nice. He'll lick you, but you're not cooking him, okay?
No.
It's just interesting, and I don't know why and I hate to admit this, I even feel that in terms of my job, because I know there's people like with these to-go shifts, like it gets a lot more serious for people when they don't have money, just in general. Yeah. You could have a family, you could be by yourself, you could even have family members that could potentially help you but are in a bad situation, so you need these shifts.
Right.
I know, I'm like so reluctant to say this because we're like trying to be like super happy about this and like super grateful, but there's issues like where people are needing these shifts, and nobody's releasing them, or there's only so many people rotating through it. And it's nothing wrong with like our coworkers. It just puts it in a really awkward position for people that need money, and then, management's under stress. And then it's just a really, instinctually you want to feel protected. And when you're not getting these shifts, you're not making any money, you don't feel protective. So like, what do people do?
Yeah, for sure.
They
and I
start
think
panicking.
It does put you into this like panic or like survival mindset. And I think that goes through all the way to like the groceries, and like the grocery store and stuff. I know that they say like get 2 weeks at a time. But there are people that are going in and like stockpiling, and it's like this fear or panic thing that's like causing them to stockpile, where like that is the thing that creates the problem. And if they had just been like fine, then we wouldn't have shortages of toilet paper. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like if they had just been like, all right, this is going to be okay. I'm going to like take what I need for now. Because if you're stockpiling, you're taking from what other people need. And it's not like, what's the word? Like distributing the resources that we do have in the right way. It's just like taking all of it. And I think it's kind of the same thing with the shifts. Like people were probably like stocking up on those shifts. Like, I can't let this go. I need this money, even though it may not even be like enough money. And there could be other things that they could be doing to be making more money, or like just a better use of their time and allow other people to make some money. You know what I mean? But it's that fear and panic thing that, it drives you.
Well, and it doesn't help that there's people that are like still vacationing in like Florida and stuff. Like we had some, from what my husband said, not sure if this is true. Do you hear me?
Fact check. Yeah.
Okay. No, we have people who are from like Texas State, the university I go to, y'all. They went to Florida, and I'm pretty sure they brought back the freaking coronavirus. And it's like, it is imperative for people to be responsible. And then you don't want to shun people because you get it. To be stuck inside the house sucks. But it's like everybody needs to stay, because it wasn't as huge of an issue. But now we have people traveling. And
right.
Yeah. And that's, now you're putting your health in somebody else's, and that's how the virus thrives. It's on in groups. So essentially, we need to be staying at home, not spreading this. It's the only way we're going to control it. It's the only way. Sure.
I go back and forth because I'm like myself, and I'm constantly like, oh, I feel like this is maybe an overreaction, like whatever. But the fact of the matter is, and like, there's been a little bit of weirdness, like just with a couple of people in my life who just clearly aren't taking it seriously. And so I've started like trying to take it more seriously than I was before. And then I feel like there's probably a lot of that going on right now too. Like, just because nobody has like the perfect answer or knows exactly what's going on, or knows like kind of the seriousness of what it looks like if we're not controlling for it. You know what I mean? So it's like I'm just kind of like bouncing back and forth on what to feel about it, which is also like not fun at all.
Yeah. Oh yeah, there's definitely inner conflict, right? You're like trying to figure it out for yourself and what it means. Yeah. It's like literally every day. It's like, how do you wake up? Are you just going to be like super optimistic? I even feel guilty that I'm optimistic because of all the people that are struggling. Having a conflict about that, but it's like, it's not going to be useful for me personally. I don't speak for everyone. If I'm fearful through this whole thing, so I can't be like that. But then it's like, oh, so should I make it more pressing whenever I see people going out and about and coughing?
Right. Yeah, I think it's like,
I don't know.
Like what I'm kind of realizing like in the last couple of days is like, you can only, I mean, it's with life too. Like, you can only like do what you think is right, do what makes you comfortable, believe in that, and like not really worry about like what else is going on or what other people are telling you to feel. I think you have to like just listen to your intuition and like feel what you want to feel. And I feel like, I mean, I go back and forth, but I feel like ultimately like optimistic about it.
Same.
Not that it's like a great thing that's happening or anything. Like it's a crazy and scary thing that's happening, but with the way that I live my life, like I cannot go forward if I don't feel optimistic about things. And that's what makes me comfortable. That's what gets me through. So it's like, I just got to like trust in that and move forward with that and cough into my elbow and wash my hands and sanitize things and like be fine with all of that.
Yeah. Here's the kind of like weird thing which you might find in terms of like trying to keep things sanitary. So I don't know which neighbor it is. I don't know how long he's lived here, but I have a neighbor who is not a sanitary person.
Sure.
And because of this, I have what are they called? Sugar flies? What are they called? Fruit flies.
Fruit flies. Yeah.
They're attracted to sugar. Fruit flies. Yeah. Have infiltrated like our piping.
Oh no.
Girl, no, wait, just wait. So this has been going on for a couple months, and before this happened, like I got to a point where, I'm not saying like my house was forming and I couldn't see the light of day. I'm saying that there was about like 10, 15 fruit flies at a time in my apartment. Or there could have been more because they're really small, but like I would turn from my food for a second and then I just see a little fruit fly basking in my food. So I have, girl, I'm so pissed. And so before this happened, I was actually going to tell my apartment it was inhabitable because, I mean, I'd be laying in my bed and one would like land on my forehead. You know how disgusting that is? And in a time like this, I have fruit flies in my house.
You're like, hell no.
Yeah, I have 3 or 4 fruit fly traps. I don't even want to count how many are in there. But you know, I can't afford to move anywhere else now, and my office is closed. But it's crazy. I'm like, out of all times you wanted fruit flies, my friend, you decided now that this is an appropriate time to be unsanitary.
Wait, so your apartment is like they're not doing like repairs or anything?
Well, so my apartment complex, since it's not an essential job, so they shut down their office.
Oh.
So I have nobody to really talk to, and before it happened, I was talking to them because I was actually thinking about breaking my lease because I had given them like 2 months to figure this out, and it wasn't being solved.
Oh yeah.
At all, and it's just unbearable to be literally like I don't know where they're coming from, so I'm literally closing my drains at all time. I'll have to wash my hands, pull out my sink, put it back in. It's just weird, you know?
Yeah, dang. Can you do like a bug bomb? Oh, I guess you don't really have anywhere to go. You're quarantined. So
quarantined, and then I think of like Hades, my dog, and yeah, but I got one of those fruit fly traps. This is good. Let me tell y'all, this is gross. So you get a little fruit fly trap, you put it out, it lasts for 30 days. I counted how many fruit flies were in there, and there was like 25.
Yum.
And one of them.
Dang.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know. Here comes the inner conflict. It's like that's not like a big ordeal in terms of like I have food and water and stuff like that. So
that's very true.
Gratitude is attitude, but y'all, we all know how annoying in Texas fruit flies can be.
Like I am trying to maintain positivity, but these fucking flies won't get out of my face, and I'm pissed.
Yeah. We both worked at Topgolf in the summertime.
Ooh, girl.
We'd go to the freaking bartender to get our drink, and we'd be like,
bees and shit.
Yeah.
All over you.
Thriving. They never knew a Topgolf would come into existence.
Living their best fucking lives.
They're like, mojito? Me.
I just need this margarita, and I'm gonna get out of here. Sorry.
bartender, can you remake it? It went in there. And then they're like annoyed by you.
They just like straw it out.
Yeah, they just make it non-alcoholic. They're just so over it.
Oh, the Top Golf days.
Yeah.
Good times.
So do you have a plan? Like, what are you thinking this is going to look like for you in terms of like the next couple months?
Yeah. So I'm sticking with the one job. They've had some clients pull out and stuff, but I think there's value in, so that's the thing, right? Is like, yeah, there's a lot going on as far as like financial instability and like fear and like not being able to work. And I am experiencing like a little bit of that, but at the same time, I have and I had a plan already before all of this went down. So I'm just looking at the extra time to kind of work on my own plan and put put the work in there, because it was already something that was like I was going to be working on, but not have a bunch of, or like not have really a lot of time at all because I was doing 2 jobs or whatever. But now it's like, okay, I just need to look at this as like, this is time freed up. And honestly, I'm like, I feel a little bit personally attacked by the coronavirus because it's like bringing a lot of my just general weirdness to light. Like I'm
Same.
oh, I'm not at all bothered by like self isolation or social distancing. I'm like, oh, sweet, I don't have to make plans this weekend. Like I have the whole weekend for myself. Like, great. I love that.
When you texted me, you're like, hey, you maybe or may not want to, do you want to record tomorrow, not today? I was like, yes, Brooke. You speak my language, baby.
I hear you, right? And I'm like, it's like making me, I've actually been running like every day since Saturday, which is like, hasn't happened in years. And yeah, like it's just, I don't know. I'm like, not that I don't want to say I needed it, because obviously a lot of people are suffering because of it and it's like not a great thing. But I do want to look at it as like, okay, I was running, going crazy, had the craziest schedule, was never allowing myself like the time to do things for me. So like now that's happening, and like it's happening whether I like it or not. So I'm just going to embrace it and like be thankful for it. And like be optimistic and hope that things turn around quickly, but like fully embrace this time, work on my own business, try to help other people in any way that I can. And like, that's kind of where I'm at with it as far as like how I feel about it. What about for you?
Yeah, well, I think we both, like you and I included, and I suffer from like workaholics. We're just workaholics. There was not a time for me whenever this was not happening that I wasn't busy. I always had things I was doing.
Right.
And I think I just exasperated myself, and I don't think I realized it until having to stay home and being quarantined. And it also kind of filtered through things for me to realize what's really important to me. And I know that's like a cheesy thing to say, oh, it's really important to you. No, I mean that genuinely.
Yeah. No,
I also, even in terms of like local now I feel like I can realize what's important to me, how to use my time more effectively, but also have time for me.
Yeah, definitely.
I think even me being like a workaholic masked some of the internal things I was even going through at the time, because I did not have the time to address them or the time to even allow them to come out.
Right.
I didn't even realize, which was kind of like surprising to me. I had not enjoyed my own company in a while. And so this is like the first time and in a while I've actually let myself, like, I am a 27-year-old woman who is learning TikTok dances. And I'm okay with it. And there was like, I wanted to be embarrassed for myself. And I told myself, like, no, dude, like I literally, and maybe I could share the joy of my dancing, but
right.
but I have not enjoyed my company in my whole entire life, except when I was like a kid, as much as I do now.
Aw, that's awesome.
Which is really cool. I'm weird.
Same.
And I don't know. I didn't realize how much I was just kind of, I guess, put it in more words, like self-defeating with the way that I was living. It was not allowing me to like really thrive.
Sure.
And with all of this happening, it's kind of like, what were my goals for and why and what is really important to me. And
right.
I don't know, like you and I played charades. I was so happy. That was the coolest thing I could have done in a while. And I like felt like I had been such a workaholic that I didn't designate time for those kind of like interactions with you, my friends, my family, or myself. There was a lack of full presence there. So I'm happy to really be present in my life, because I felt like if I would have kept going the way that I was, I would have looked back when I was older, and it's like I didn't even allow myself like time to just like live in the most useful time of my life.
Right, for sure. And I think that it's so easy to, like, I think with this like crazy pandemic thing that's happened, and then like just things slowing down, it's been made clear to me that like society is like kind of a machine. Like we kind of live in a machine, and it's so easy for us to like get swept up in that and feel like we have to be doing these things, we have to be doing this. If I don't work this much, I'm not going to be able to pay my rent. Or like if I'm just chill and do something that I want to do, like that's selfish or whatever. And I think it's so easy to get swept up in that, and then just kind of seeing like the differing like looking at like the financial stuff, and like people kind of adopting, like I guess probably mid last week, like kind of adopting this like let's rest, let's like embrace this, and just kind of seeing, oh, like how is this going to go? Like I still see this machine like wanting to pump and like keep moving forward and keep being this machine, but now these people are resisting it a little bit, and it's just like interesting to see how that will turn out. And like probably we'll all go back into the machine at some point, but you know.
Yeah,
we can help.
Well, and it's also like a restart for everybody. It really is. It really is just a restart in different ways. And yeah, I definitely.
Yeah. And I am like, I think that can lead us into like just things that you can do to make yourself like feel better, to make yourself feel like you're on top of things. Like I've seen a couple of suggestions as far as like, well, I think the big picture thing is like if there's something that you have wanted to do but you've put off for a long time because you're busy, whether it be like start running, like train for a half marathon, train for a 5K, or start a business, or get back into drawing, get back into art, start something like that online. Like there are ways that you can tap back into that side of you, and you have the time. Like right now literally is the time to do those things. Try putting it on the internet, try selling stuff, and seeing if like you can pivot and start making money that way if you're worried about finances. And it's not like it has to be, I think a lot of times like I don't do stuff like that because I'm like, well, if I don't make money from it, then it's just like a failure and it's embarrassing. But it's like, no, it's not at all. Like you have so much time available to you to try it out. So you might as well. And if you make $3 from it the whole time, then whatever, you made $3 from it, but like you did something that you've been wanting to do. So I would say that's a huge one for me.
Yeah.
And then also I've been seeing people like recommend like doing especially if you are like quarantined or like isolated and not going anywhere. Like clean one area of your house every day, like one room of your house every day. Like wake up, clean the bathroom, and it's like, oh, my bathroom's clean. Like I did that. Now I feel good. Now I feel in control and calm. And like, yeah, have you seen any tips like that?
Oh yeah, I mean, I cleaned my whole house.
Yeah.
Literally, I clean things. When you're like, I don't know, you could be taking a shower, you look at something, you're like, that needs to be cleaned. I don't know if people think about this. I do this. I'll be on the toilet and I'll be like, that needs to be cleaned. And it's like those small little things that you never really get to. Girl, nitty gritty, baby. I was in there in the crevices.
Getting the crevices.
I didn't even know it would take that long to clean. Like my bathroom, it was just forever. Like deep cleaning.
Takes forever everything. That's the one reason I don't like cleaning, because I'm like, well, my day's gone.
Yeah. No, I swear, because I won't stop.
No, yeah, for sure. Like it's on.
Yeah, like once I start, it's just
on.
Yeah, it's just nonstop. But
yeah,
I tried decorating, and I don't know. I don't know how to decorate, so it's like throwing.
It doesn't work out so well.
Yeah, it's just a bunch of knickknacks that I put in a cool like angle, and I'm like, you're gonna go there. But yeah, I definitely clean. I realize how much stuff I don't need and how much crap I have. I'm like, what am I doing?
A great time for that, like cleaning out your closet, cleaning out your clutter, and obviously, like I don't think you can probably take stuff to Goodwill right now. I don't know. Maybe you can, but if not, you can just like get a box together and leave it in your garage, or like put it in the trunk of your car to have ready for when you can drop stuff off again.
Yeah. Well, in real talk, do you think? Okay, so everybody's like, "Oh, 2 weeks." I'm like, "No way. This is going to be longer."
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, this is going to be longer because wasn't it mandated in China that people had to stay indoors, like they had to?
I don't know in China, but I do know maybe in China, Wuhan, but in Italy, like I think they're still on lockdown in Italy, and like the Bay Area, actually maybe now all of California is on lockdown. Settle in place. Is it settle in place? Shelter in place. Shelter in place. Waco's in shelter in place. Like, and also we should mention that like this is coming out, or this episode will come out on Thursday. We're recording on Tuesday right now, so like it is a developing situation, and like things could have changed in the last 2 days,
Yeah. Well, and the crazy thing for me is because this virus like thrives in groups, and because we're having people who are going to Florida and partying and spreading, like I really think the next steps of the government are going to take is where they're going to be like, here's a curfew. And after that curfew, it's like, once everybody gets normal with the curfew, then the next thing they would do would be like, hey, stay at home.
Yeah. We'll see. I mean,
well, because if things keep spreading and it becomes an issue,
right? And
like a bigger issue, they can't control it.
Right. A lot of people are like hoping for that, honestly, because I think it's like 15 days of that could like completely stop the spread, I think is the thought. So honestly, like it's crazy, and it has like a huge financial impact. So there are like things to weigh, but financial and like economic impact. But I think if we're prioritizing like health, then that's the way to go. It is scary because it's like I see both sides of it, where like you want to make sure that this is under control and you want to stop the spread of it, but like also that has such a huge impact on just the market and people's well-being, financial well-being. But there are other like ways to address that as well. So it's tough. I feel like there's a lot of like and like this is like a woo-woo thing to say, but I just wonder, I wish I could see like our collective energy as a planet. Such a woo-woo thing to say. Because I feel like there's so much like fear and uncertainty, and also like all of these like really big decisions that are being made. So I'm like, oh, it's got to be like a really weird, like dark energy that's happening right now.
Yeah. Well, yeah, yeah.
Heavy,
Well,
heavy
and that's what
energy.
people. Well, and there's people out there, especially like in the Austin area. They're like, everybody keep their energy up.
Yeah.
They're like, don't let it bring you down. And even my acting coach was like, stop watching the news.
Yeah.
It's just
I feel
causing
like
mass panic.
I can't do the news right now. I feel like they're just kind of saying the same thing over and over and over again. So it's like,
Yeah.
like I don't need to know this. I don't need this just to be like hammered into my head over and over and over and over again. Like I'm going to be all right if I hear it the one time and keep going with my life.
Yeah, for sure. This is a wild roller coaster. We're definitely going to tell our kids when we're older, be like, yeah, that one time.
Yeah. Actually, Allison was talking to her grandma the other day, and her grandma mentioned, and I saw some articles about this too. Her grandma mentioned it being like, oh, this is like that summer that they like shut everything down because of polio. Um, so apparently, like in 1949 or somewhere around there, there was like a similar thing, like polio was spreading, so they just like shut everything down for like an entire summer.
Yeah.
So it's like it's in our
she's like, this is a casual Tuesday.
Yeah, exactly. So that's like, I mean, that's comforting to know. Like, I mean, it's been what, almost 100 years. I can't do math. It's been 80 years, but like
a long time.
Or 90 years. I don't know. God, why can't I do math? I think I got worse as I tried harder. But yeah, like that's a little bit comforting to know that like we've been through it. Like our recent society has been through it and made it out, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
We gonna be all right.
Yeah,
Okay,
it's gonna be all right.
Oh, go ahead.
Ooh, okay, here I got one for you, girl. All
okay.
right, top 5 things you do that have been really effective in passing time during this hard time.
Oh, top 5. Okay, cool. I'm going first.
Yeah. Or did you want to go first?
Yeah, I can go first.
Okay, go.
So top 5. One would be like kind of working on my business idea stuff, like getting stuff in the pipeline for that, if you will. 2 would be catching up on The Office.
Heck yeah.
Is like, I have so much guilt about it. And I think that like, that's in line with what we were saying about society. Like, you're not supposed to spend like hours and hours and hours watching TV. Like, it's bad, whatever. You're not productive. But it's like, if there were the time, like if there was, I've never seen The Office before and I've always meant to watch it.
Is it good?
Oh my God, it's so funny. I love it.
Is it really?
Oh, it's freaking hilarious. My favorite line is from like season 4 or 5, the Michael Scott roast, when he comes back after the roast and he roasts everybody in the office. And he says to one guy, Creed, he goes, it's like wearing off. I watched this episode like last week and I've laughed every time. It's starting to wear off finally, or every time I've thought of it. That's starting to wear off, but I was trying to tell it to somebody like 2 days ago and I couldn't stop laughing long enough to tell it to him. But it goes, Creed, your teeth called, your breath stinks, boom, roasted.
That is so funny. Amazing. I love it. I have to, you know what, I've only watched a few episodes, but I have to probably jump on that train. Yeah. There's a big fandom for them. They're like, I love it.
Oh, it's so good. You have to get past, and this is what people had told me for years, and I was like, I don't know if I can do it. You have to get like pretty deep into the second season before it's like amazing. So you kind of have to, but there's only like 6 or 7 episodes in the first season, and they're good, but it's like, it's not as good as it gets. which is another film that you could watch during this time that I do recommend. As Good as It Gets, Jack Nicholson and Helen Hunt.
Heck yeah.
But yeah, I think that is, I actually got on this website, forget what it's called already.
Yeah.
Lively Box, something like that. Boxwood, no. But it's basically like Goodreads. Do you use Goodreads?
No.
So Goodreads is just like a collective, like kind of like a social media type of thing for books. Like you can say what you're reading. You can have like you can aggregate like a list of like books that you want to read. When you read a book, you can review it. People can see your review, like all that stuff. So you can just basically keep like record of what you've read and what you want to read. So there's a website that does that for movies and TV shows. So it's like, I feel like this is the perfect time if there's like something that you've wanted to watch forever, but like you just put off because it's like I should be doing this or I should be doing that. Like you got time, watch the movie, do a marathon, and like make it like a special kind of a thing. Like do a FaceTime date while you're watching the movie, or like stream the movie with friends. We did that with our improv group last week for somebody's birthday. We streamed Space Jam together and had like a little voice chat going on like during the movie. So it's like there are options to still keep it like social and fun. So yeah, that would be my number 2, catching up on some entertainment. My number 3 is running, which is like, I know some people are like, I'm not at all worried about being out in my neighborhood and walking around. I know some people are a little bit more weirded out by that, but I feel like as long as I like wash my hands when I get back in and like don't touch my face, I feel fine. But yeah, I've been finally getting back into running, which feels really good. I mean, it's hard because I'm very out of shape, but it feels good that I have time to actually do it. That's number 3. Number 4. I still have had to work. So like I'll count work as one. Because I don't work that much, but I still have had to work like 3 or 4 days a week. So we'll count work as one. And then number 5, I'll do cleaning, which I'm going to do today for sure.
Yeah. What are you cleaning? Are you choosing a room? Are you going to clean the whole thing?
I will probably clean a whole lot.
Oh, okay.
Maybe not all.
Can you do a before and after?
Oh, yeah. I'm embarrassed to show the before, but I'll do it.
Yeah, I want to see it.
Okay, sounds good.
Because we kind of, actually, you have more, your decor is, like, my decor is some part of your decor, like.
What?
No, I love. I mean, you have a blue dresser.
I mean, you have a blue dresser. Who has
Have you ever seen? That's a great idea.
Thank you. I painted it years and years ago.
Oh, well, I like it. You know what I mean? So I'm excited to see it before and after.
Okay, dope. All right, what are your top 5?
Okay, top 5. So I've been reading a book, and nothing too complicated. I got kind of burnt out on all the self-help books, not gonna lie, to where I would read them and I'd kind of want to vomit because I was just so tired of digesting it.
Sure.
So I'm reading like high school level books. I'm reading Eleanor and Park, and it's about a boy and a girl going through high school and just like the weird, I think it may be junior high. Yeah, junior high. And them just trying to figure out acceptance and them being just so different, but also finding a home in each other. So that's really cool. I'm reading that book.
I love it.
2, I've been dancing because I love dancing. I haven't I haven't had time to just like dance in my life.
Yeah.
I know that was the most simplest kindergartner sentence I just said there.
No.
But I have missed dancing so much, and just to let loose. So that would be my number 2.
That's awesome. What you dancing to?
Yeah, I don't know. I've been learning those. I learned 2 TikTok dances because I have time. And I also tell myself, like, it's fun to me. This is fun for me to do. Even if it's like technical and you're learning like the technicalities of it. It's kind of like, I think dancing runs through my blood as well as all my sisters. It's just something that we all love doing.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know me. We've gone out together. I love dancing, man.
Oh yeah. Get it, girl.
I don't even speak anymore. I just mime with my dance moves. I'm like, we don't talk. Third thing, hanging out with you has honestly supported me in ways because we're both so goofy. And I feel like if I didn't have you or my sisters, like there's just no outlet for my goofiness. And so the banter and the FaceTimes and the charades that we've been playing and I guess you could say the comedic thing that we did via Twitch the other day, which I love that somebody loved it.
A little live stream.
Yeah, y'all. I'm not kidding. When you get into a group and y'all are doing like a game online, like setting up charades, it is so much fun. Y'all, it is so much fun. It is like literally hanging out with a person so you don't feel as isolated.
I feel like that's huge. Like doing, making sure you're still like making time for people, even if it's just FaceTime or phone calls, like do it.
Yeah, just connecting with your homies, man. I don't know what number I'm on.
I think that was 3.
Okay. What's 4?
I don't know what number I'm on. You're like, was that C or how have I done this?
Yeah. 4 would be, so this is something that I've been kind of working on. Yeah, everybody knows that I love acting. I've been kind of nourishing that artistic self of mine. So whether that means reading. So I know that's, oh, well, you said reading. Yes, I said reading, but reading about art and
different kind of reading. Okay.
Yeah, it's just different. It's different. It's not like I love reading about acting, but it's more like technicality. This is more like informative.
Like skills, like skill building.
Yeah, skill building books. So trying and changing my perception of how I see things. So that's what I've been doing with that. And then trying the podcast. I'm lucky to have this podcast because it gives me more structure, since I don't have a job right now. It's been helping with that. Like with the purposefulness, like people instinctually want. I derive it from many things, but since my job is not, I don't have any stability in that right now. And it did for a mild 0.5 seconds with like midlife crisis. Seriously though,
heard that.
You're like, I'm trying to build a career here. It's like, okay, well, I can do acting, and also I know this is it's been kind of disheartening, especially for like the film world for me, because all productions, as well as I know Colt thought this too, like it's just been laid off. I'm also like, it's like, I feel like I could have my big break this December, and I'm just hoping and kind of like fingers crossed that everything gets solved by then, because I'm just, it's like it would just suck to like have my first like show where I'm going to be reoccurring to be like demolished or that. But whatever, man. I've been keeping it fresh to death and just been entertaining myself and watching funny YouTube videos or trying to read. I haven't watched much TV, to be honest.
Oh.
But no. Hey, don't make that a bad thing for you. Brandon's playing video. He's been playing video games. My husband, Brandon. Yeah. So it's like, what do I do?
Yeah.
I've been looking at my pores. Have you looked at your pores? That's something that I shouldn't be doing, but I was like, oh.
I think I do that. I think I make time for that regularly anyway. So I don't know that I've upped that, but I do that.
Yeah.
Pour
Yeah.
time. All
Feel you,
right.
dude.
Should
All
we do
right.
it? I feel like hopefully this is like this has made me feel a little bit better as far as just like declaring my feelings on things. How about you? Do you feel any better?
Heck yeah, man. I just have it. Honestly, I mean, anything without me having to have my own thoughts in my own head and thinking by myself is great.
Heard that. Okay, so what should we do? Our new Q&A segment?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do our Q&A.
Okay, I forget who went first last time. I don't think it matters.
I don't know. Go for it.
You want me to go first? Okay.
Yeah.
I'm trying to decide if I want to do a fun one or I'll do a fun one.
Okay.
What's the worst thing you've ever smelled?
What is the worst thing I've ever smelled?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, so this is random, but I guess this probably isn't the worst, but it's something that internally makes me cringe when I think about it.
Okay.
So I had this friend when I was in junior high, and she would always tell me, like, the belly button is, like, the most dirtiest place on your body.
Uh-huh.
And so, of course, me and my teenager body, I'm, like, sitting in my tub, and I'm, like, putting soap in my belly button. I don't know. It's weird. Anyway, she took her finger one day. Like an immature, you know, we're all immature at this time. Or maybe some are more mature than others. I don't know. Anyways, she stuck it in her finger, her belly button, her finger in her belly button, and she stuck it to my nose. She's like, yeah. And I go, what are you doing? She goes, that's my belly button. And ever since then, that has lingered in my mind as the moments I hate in my life.
Oh my gosh. I cannot believe this makes me so excited. I cannot believe I'm about to say this on this podcast. I have a gross belly button. Like I have a stinky belly button.
Do you have a stinky belly button?
Yeah.
So you stuck your finger in there and you smelt it.
My sisters, like somehow my sisters pointed out to me when I was younger. And like, I don't think it's as bad now. I don't know. I just try not to pay attention to it. But like I wash my belly button like every time I shower, every time I wash myself, like I get into my belly button, which I don't think other people do. Do you do that? Do you pay attention to your belly button?
No.
See? Yeah, but it still stinks. I don't know. It's like a point, like if I have a boyfriend and he gets near my belly button, I like swat his hand away. I'm like, don't do it.
I know what I'm doing after this episode. I'm going to smell my belly button.
I think it has to do with like I have a very deep belly button. Like it goes way in there.
Stretch your belly button?
You can I don't want to. Ew.
Girl, no, it's not intentional. I don't think anybody's intentional. This girl used to play with her belly button in junior high, and I remember she.
Are you still there?
Like it just got bigger over time.
Her belly button.
That's an uncomfortable thought.
That's bizarre. Yikes. Okay, the worst thing you've ever smelled is my belly button.
Yeah. Belly button rants. Let me see. Well, I don't know why. I had a question and then I got into belly buttons and I forgot it.
Got all hot and bothered about that stinky belly.
What is one thing that you have consistently hid from your boyfriends?
My smelly belly button.
Well, other than your smelly button, do you have anything else? Like maybe you're like, I don't know. Like some people are like lights off forever. I don't know. Or like
something that I've consistently hid
Maybe.
my inability to love.
Come on. What if you're like the sink girl? Everybody knows the sink girl. They turn on the sink for abnormal amount of time because they don't want to like do a number 2 at their boyfriend's house.
I turn on the sink for peeing. I can't pee unless at a boyfriend's house unless the sink is on. But I don't hide that. I make that very, very, I'm like, I'm turning on your sink. Something that I've consistently hidden. I think my deep fear of commitment and my emotional intimacy connection issues. I think I'm hidden from every single one of them. I don't think I have like a light. I think I kind of put everything on the table outside of the like to distract from those two deep issues. I'm like, look at here, look at there. I can't pee in front of you. I've got a smelly belly button. Let's talk about other things.
So we're dating, right? You're still
fine.
into this.
It's fine. I'm working on it.
Oh, good times. Good times.
Okay, should we need to come up with names for these, but
yeah, we do.
Do you want to do the one that's like, here's a good thing that happened? This is another segment idea we've had, people, is it'll be like a Yas Queen, like something good that happened this week.
Okay, I know you want to call it Yes Queen.
Should we?
What is your Yes Queen moment this week?
Yes Queen. We don't have to call it that. It's a little played out, but I do still say it all the time.
No, but I'm a little. I think you should just. I think we're gonna go with it. I'm down.
Okay, I'm fine with it. Something good that's happened this week. I would say, I think probably my favorite. Well, I'm gonna have two, and they're both in line with each other, and I've talked about both of them already. Whoops. But the live stream Space Jam with improv and then like playing charades with you over live stream, I think have been my favorite things that have happened this week.
We had so much fun.
It was so good.
Man. I think the and me doing the live stream, but the one like angle that I loved, or the one increment of whatever, the one thing I loved most about it was that we were kind of freaking out because we were freaking out prior. We're like, but then we'd lie to ourselves and we're like, no, it's totally going to be okay. No, we got this.
We're chill. Like, no big deal. Like,
yeah, I was sweating. My armpits were sweating physically.
Same. Like, for sure. Same. But then like in the middle of it, were you like completely fine?
Oh yeah, I was just like, whatever, I'm just gonna go with it. And you know, it was so nice to have somebody be like, oh wow, that was really like lighthearted, and I really appreciate that. I was like, thank you, because
shout out.
We weren't gonna rewatch it.
Yeah, there's no chance in hell that I don't want to see that.
No way, we're just fun. But
listening to a podcast is one thing, but like seeing my dumb face move, I don't want to. I've got no time for it.
I have some bags creeping up on me, like this old woman just creeping up on my face that I'm trying to hide from the world right now.
Girl, when I like half the time I walk into a room or get on a FaceTime these days, my first thing is like, if I look tired, it's because I am. So
yeah, I feel you. I look tired because I have wrinkles.
Mm-hmm.
I feel ya. All right, love. Well, do you want to rippity-rappity? Rappity and tackety?
Let's rippity-rappity up, girl. Rippity-rappity.
Let's do it. All right, y'all. Well, we're going to hit y'all next Thursday. If you have anything that you want to hear us talk about, let us know. DM us.
Or if you have any crazy coronavirus stories.
Ooh, please share it with us. We could do a horror story one, or horror stories, coronavirus horror stories.
I'm so
as well as a coronavirus,
like a lighthearted, a good
lighthearted
story.
Yes stories, like
yes,
civilization, humanity. that jazz.
Synergy.
Synergy.
Duck. Dodge. Yeah, okay. Let's wrap her up. Thanks, guys.
All right, y'all. Y'all
Stay
stay
safe.
fresh.